big is the ego?
Alcohol.
She that bad? Oh wait, tell me more. Did that really happen?
Oh my god.
You're killing me. Is he insane? Fired her? Get me something to drink.
Alcohol.
Oh my god, shut up. Is he real or fake?
Let's go.
I'm your host, Marissa Harlan, and you're watching After the Show. Welcome back to After the Show. I'm your host, Marissa Harlan. After the Show is one-on-one interviews with professional actors and actresses revealing juicy details. And tonight, our fifth guest. She handles Malco's finances, she handles the consortium's finances, and she has a little surprise for Vanessa. Ladies and gentlemen, our fifth guest is none other than the gorgeous Tiffany Corpening, but you may know her better as Stacy Devoe. Check this out.
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Though, I wish we were meeting under better circumstances.
The circumstances are what they are. Nonetheless, it's good to see you too, Stacy. You look stunning as always.
Always with the compliments. Malcolm, do you ever get tired of the game?
There's no game. It's just the truth. And you know it. Now, shall we get to business?
Follow me.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
So tell me, Tiffany, how did you land the role of Stacy Devoe?
So that's actually really interesting. Phillip and I had become acquainted when I was running a podcast called Breaking Ground Radio with DJ Swamp Thing at WTMH. And he just unboxed me one day and was like, have you ever had any aspirations of being an actress? And it was kind of ironic because I've always wanted to be an actress, but I never thought that I was tall enough or living in the right city or had the talent. I just always thought it would be fun. So he made a dream come true. He gave me an opportunity and it worked out. So it was fabulous.
When you came on board, the show had already been produced for a while. How did you feel coming on as a new face?
It was exciting. I also was, a little nervous because everyone had been working on the show for a while. So I wanted to make sure that I fit in as far as up to the caliber that they had been working with. Everybody had already, developed relationships, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't let anybody down coming in late. So it was exciting though. Everybody was really, really fun and really nice.
Now you're on a show that's on the fourth largest streaming platform in the world. How does it feel to have that under your belt?
So that's actually super crazy. At the stage that I came into the show, Phillip kind of explained, right now it's on YouTube and you can go and check out all the episodes, but we're working on a big project and there's going to be a major announcement. So just stay tuned. And I was like, okay. And then he said, we're going to be on Amazon Prime. And I just kind of thought that was kind of the craziest thing for the first project for me ever to work on. And then all of a sudden it's going on Amazon Prime. So very big deal, very crazy, very wild.
Have you been acting in other shows?
No, this was my very first show, very first opportunity. And I'm super grateful for who I got to work with because everybody made me feel like I was already good.
Let's talk training. What was your acting training like?
So again, very minimal. I do watch a lot of shows. I particularly enjoy dramatic series. I really, really, really enjoyed the Ozarks, but I will say I watched it very differently after starting working on Dear Love because I had an opportunity to really see what all goes into their facial expressions that influences their speech and their body motions. And you really don't pay attention that way until you are in a role like this. And then you are like, oh, wow, I can see how they really made that character come to life. I hope I'm doing that when I'm on scene.
Do you have any special rituals to get you ready for a scene?
Yes, actually. In general, my normal daily rituals consist of like daily prayer and yoga. And in addition to that, I add in a lot of daily affirmations. And right before I go on set for a scene, I kind of visualize my character, Stacy, how she would say it, how she would walk in, how she's the boss. And I kind of get myself in that mindset. And that generally helps me produce whatever it is Phillip is looking for.
Do people treat you differently now that you're a celebrity?
People do not treat me differently. I will say, however, it has been fun when I am in a group of creatives, when I'm kind of talking about the things that I have done in the city. And Dear Love isn't always the first one that comes out of my mouth. Someone's always like quick to remind me, well, don't forget, you're also on a show and it's on Amazon Prime. And I'm like, I think because it's so wild to say that out loud, it sounds so braggy that it's not my first thought, but it is very exciting when others remind me of my accomplishments. So it's been fun.
What's your favorite vacation spot?
Virginia Beach is actually my favorite vacation spot. I'm actually from Richmond, Virginia, so I have many memories of going with my grandparents and having buckets of chicken and bologna sandwiches, all the way up to now it's where I take my kids to enjoy and see their grandparents. So Virginia Beach is probably always going to be my favorite.
Now there's more to discuss with my guest, Tiffany Corpening, who plays Stacy on the drama series Dear Love. I'm your host, Marissa Harlan, and you're watching After the Show.
You came highly recommended, and that's the way I want it.
Cut the shit, Malcolm. Recommendation aside, we have history. With that said, I told you Vanessa was not to be trusted. I told you that 12 years ago. And I told you that if she burned you, I would initiate a kill plan to lock all of her finances.
The first time we see you is when Malcolm Dubois visits you. What was it like filming that scene?
It was very nerve-wracking at first. I didn't know what to anticipate. So when I got there and it was just Phillip and then the cameraman, it was actually like relieving because I wasn't sure if it was going to be a bunch of people standing around watching me, waiting for me to like be on my 15th take. So it was actually nice. It was relaxing. Phillip made me feel really welcome and really calm and gave me opportunities to stop and breathe and run my lines in the actual seats where I was going to be sitting. So it made me be able to visualize it a lot better and I think produce some better results.
Unlike other scenes, Stacy and Malcolm had this close, intimate meeting on screen. Check this clip out.
Does Vanessa have anything on you that can harm you? I care about you. And I know a lot of other people care about you as well. Whatever Vanessa has on you, get in front of it. She's gonna go big. The question you'll have to ask yourself is, what big secret does Vanessa have that could potentially kill you?
What was it like filming with Phillip Bufford?
Acting with Phillip was actually really fun. He makes you feel really comfortable. He actually, because he's the director, he kind of knows what he's looking for, but also gives you the opportunity to try it a few different ways. So that was nice because, of course, when you're rehearsing by yourself, you've seen it the way you saw it, and then he saw it completely differently. So then trying it a different way with your facial expressions, your voice, your intonation, so you find the piece that really makes the most sense for the scene. So it was fun. He gave me a lot of opportunities to try it again, to try the lighting again, to add little things and little touches and all that stuff to really make it my own. So it was really fun.
What have you learned about acting that you didn't know prior to it?
How much goes into it? Acting is not just memorizing lines. That's definitely what I thought it was. And then getting there and seeing like how you can replay a scene over and over and over that might just be a few lines, but just the way that you pause, the way that you look, the way that you know, accentuate your words, everything matters and changes the depth of the scene. And I just really had no idea that much went into it.
Dear Love is full of strong characters, and you check Malcolm in this scene. Let's watch this.
I also told you that I would say, I told you so, if it came down to it. So here you are, 12 years later, ready to teach Vanessa a lesson. I think it only appropriate that I keep my word. I told you so.
You feel better now?
I don't know. It doesn't excite me the way I thought it would.
That's usually how it plays out.
How does it feel to see yourself on screen telling Malcolm Dubois, I told you so?
That was really very funny, very bold. I felt really powerful, I'll say that. Having gone back and watched the YouTube episodes and seeing who Malcolm is to everyone else on the show, and then here I was telling him exactly what I thought about his decisions, was pretty funny and really powerful. Like, it just made me feel like I was a boss, so it was great.
What went through your mind when you saw yourself for the first time on Dear Love?
Exciting. Malcolm, or I should say Phillip, actually gave me an opportunity to see myself before the entire cast saw it. So I was less nervous, but also picking apart like, oh, I could have said this, or oh, look at my face there. But then watching it with the cast when we did the premiere was really fun because everybody was really kind. Everybody was surprised that I had done so well for my very first scene. So I got a lot of great feedback. So it felt really great.
Now there's more to discuss with my guest Tiffany Corpening, who plays Stacy on the drama series Dear Love. I'm your host, Marissa Harlan, and you're watching After the Show.
What is our level of access to you?
Elizaveta, Russian oil oligarch. I will not contact you to shoot the shit. So unless a decision is being made, don't contact me. When I contact you, answer my call. I'm not someone you want to put on hold. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand, I don't care what this consortium does. My only job is to manage your portfolios. Ignorance is bliss. Disclose information about this consortium, and you forfeit your investment immediately, and you will be removed from this network. And I doubt that's the outcome any of you aspire to accomplish.
Stacy, how can we recommend your services to others?
Benedicto Perez, owner of Mi Amor Lingerie. I don't exist. You understand?
Your character also handles money for a secret international group. Can you tell us about that day filming?
Yes, that day was so fun. I got an opportunity to meet a lot more of the cast members that day. And because we had so many people on set and a time crunch and it was raining and there was a lot of things that had to be shifted, which was fun, and a lot of pressure was on Phillip that day, but everybody was really doing their best to like hit their scenes the first few times so that everyone would have their time. So it was fun. It was a crazy fun day.
You also have this moment on screen. Let's play the clip.
Record your message.
Malcolm, the virus has cycled through its process. By this time tomorrow, you'll be out of time. Whatever you're gonna do to get ahead of Vanessa, do it fast. Tick-tock, Malcolm. Tick-tock.
What is it like to put pressure on the main character to take action?
Again, very powerful, very, very fun. Definitely feel like I'm in charge of a lot of important things in the show and in the character's life. So that scene actually was really, really tough to film because when you're on screen by yourself, you think it'll be a lot easier, and it's actually a lot more difficult because you don't have anybody else to play off of. So I actually ran that very brief 2-minute scene several times. So we just wanted to make sure we really got exactly what Stacy was trying to convey, which was he needed to get his life together and he needed to do it quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I think it ended up working out really well.
What was your most memorable time being on the set of Dear Love?
Most memorable time was actually my second day shooting. We had an opportunity to shoot the commercial for Amazon Prime, and we were at the Jeffrey Mansion, and it was freezing that day. And it was one of those things where you've seen behind the scenes on movies, and people are like laughing and talking and like have all these relationships with the other characters, and it was a lot of that. I was brand new, but the girls all welcomed me. And because it was freezing, we were all like sharing. Todd had brought like this Sherpa blanket, and we were all taking turns in between our scenes, being huddled up. So it was really funny.
Are you working on any new projects?
Currently, I am really focused on Dear Love and acting in general. I was recently accepted into the Lincoln Theater Incubator Artist Program. So I have an opportunity to really invest in what acting would look like for me and the business side of how to get different jobs and all those types of things. So that's really what I'm focused on right now.
Tiffany, we're out of time, but I really enjoyed having you talk with me tonight. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you again for having me. I've loved it.
That was my interview with Tiffany Corpening, who plays Stacy Devoe in the drama series Dear Love. Next up, she calls together the consortium, she handles Benedicto's call, and she's Senorita 614's right hand. Join me next time for my next guest. I'm Marissa Harlan, and you've been watching After the Show.